Alright, back again. Let's get to his feet. So this is where we left off with Chopper's leg, right leg. Now I'm going to stand it up, rotate it, and we're going to lay down his foot. So first we'll do is we'll rotate it up 90 degrees. So you're going to select the rotation tool, and you're going to stay on the inside dial, and it clicks to 90 degrees. Now we need to rotate it again. I'm going to rotate it again 90 degrees. There. And we're going to move it up. And looking on from the top, looking at it from the top, I'm going to use the left arrow key, and I'm going to move it over to the side of Chopper's body. Okay. Now, from this side, I'm going to use the right arrow key and align it that way. Okay. Getting there. It's a little too big right now, but that's okay. We're going to put the whole leg together, and then we'll scale it to fit his body. So now we need to make room for his foot. So I'll lift this up. Now, don't worry about it fitting for his body right now. Just want to make space for his foot. All right. Good. So now that we have it aligned, I'm going to actually bump it out to have some room to move around. Okay. In case you didn't know, one of the great things about Tinkercad is it automatically saves all the time. So if you're worried about crashing, which is when the software just stops working for no particular reason, Tinkercad is constantly saving. So say we rotate it like this, and we select it, and we just move it. See up in the left hand corner, it says saved, all changes saved. That's great because it allows you just to focus on what you're trying to do and not worrying about the technical stuff. So I'm going to undo that move, and see, it saved it. And now we are going to find his foot. So his foot, if you have your reference, it's basically a cube that tapers at the top. So we're going to look at the Tinkercad community shape generators. So shape generator community, that isn't down, just click on it. I'm going to scroll down, and we're going to look through. There might be a tool in here that we can use. It's all these shapes, most of them have controls on them to make changes to them, which makes things a little faster when you're trying to come up with a certain shape. That's why if I have something in mind, I'll look through here first. And it's kind of cool. Some neat stuff in here. So sometimes you have to experiment. I'm not sure what it does. This is kind of interesting. Let's just see what this does. So just, oh, okay, it comes out at an angle. Not quite what I want. So let's keep going. There we go, trapezoid. It's exactly what we want. And it has controls on it. That's great. Alright, so let's shrink this down. So I'm going to click the corner control point, hold the shift button down with my left mouse button, and oops. So let's just go down to trying to look for an even number. 24 is good for now. Alright, and then let's get it into position. So I'm going to face the trapezoid, and I'm going to use my left arrow button. I'm going to move it into position. I'm going to rotate and face it from the front. I'm going to do the same thing, use the left arrow key. Okay. Alright, so now it's a little big, it's a little tall. So let's move that down. So I'm going to try and use these controls because you can have a little more control with the height. So I'm going to, you can either slide it here or you can just type it in. So let's try. Oops. So by sliding it, I'll use it to kind of get a rough idea. And we want that to be just, the cylinder is just on top. That's pretty good. So that's 34.1. Let's just turn it into a 34. Okay. I'm gonna use the arrow key and just kind of align it a little more. We want this cylinder to be basically in the center. Alright, so the snap grid is at 1 millimeter. So let's switch it just to 0.5, and we'll do the same thing using the right arrow key. Almost. Go to 0.25, and let's do it again using the left arrow key. There we go. Then you keep everything lined up and exact. Makes your life a little easier. Alright. So that's pretty good. Now, there's a lip, a square lip that runs along the edge here, around his foot. So let's see, what is his foot? So if you want to get the measurements, you put the arrow over one of these control points. So he's 9 millimeters wide by 24 millimeters long. Okay, this really makes it a lot easier. So we are going to duplicate this. So we go to Edit, Duplicate, and going to make the top width the same as the base width. So that's going to make that a cube. See? Then I'm going to take the height, I'm going to move it down to, let's try 1. Alright, that's a little thin. Let's try 2. Okay. And then I'm going to make the base width I'm going to move this out 1 millimeter on each side. So first we'll go to Snap Grid and turn it back to 1 millimeter. And you'll select that point. Oh, see what I did? I didn't put it at 1, I put it at 0.1. So we'll go up to Undo. And go back to Snap Grid. There we go, 1. Now, not sure why it's doing that. 9.75. Okay, that's a little weird. Sometimes software won't work exactly the way it's supposed to work. So what I'm going to do is go to Snap Grid, go to 0.25. Let's see if it does what. There we go. And it's still too wide. I think we got to move it in a little more. There we go, 0.5. So we've got the lip around his foot. And this is the part where when I have it blocked out for color reasons, I like to have it match. So I'm going to marquee select, go to color, let's switch it to the gray. Okay. So there is now this angle is too strong. It should be a little more like this. So we're going to go up to, first I'm going to deselect, reselect, and we're going to do top width. Let's make that 50 and see what that gets us. That's better. I think I'm going to go up a little further. Let's try 60. Yeah, that's more like it. There. As you can see, it's affected the width here. So we need to fix that. But first, this is too short. So I'm going to select this again. I'm going to move the height up. Let's try 40. There. That looks about right. Actually, probably go up to 45. Yeah, that feels pretty good. So now I'm going to take his marquee selected 2 feet, and just so we have a little more room, I'm going to use the right arrow key and slide this over. And that's so I can marquee select this and move this up. So that you have to use the up, this arrow button. Move that back. It's okay if it isn't exact right now. Just trying to get the proportions. Looks about right. I'll have to move these out a little bit. Oops, see, I haven't both selected. So go undo, select away, select this by itself. Probably go a little further. There we go. Select here. There. All right. Looks about right. Thanks for watching, and if you like what you see and you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe.